Phase 3s are also exempt from SBA size standards. SBIR firms can grow to any size and still get Phase 3s for their technologies. Additionally, because of this exemption, a large firm can purchase the small SBIR firm and still receive Phase 3s for the SBIR firm's technologies because of this exemption from the size standards. Phase 3s can also be for any dollar amount. There is no limit on Phase 3 awards like there are on Phase 1s, $150,000, or on Phase 2s, $1 million. Small firms have reportedly received Phase 3 awards in amounts of hundreds of millions of dollars because of this lack of a size limit on Phase 3 awards. Coupled with the right to receive sole source awards, this would seem to represent an opportunity for federal officials and agencies to gain access to SBIR technologies that are faster, better, cheaper than existing ways of doing things. The 20-year SBIR data rights protection period allows the SBIR firm not only to commercialize a product, but also to sell it for an adequate number of years to recoup its investment in the technology. This also allows the SBIR firm to sell its technology or the SBIR firm itself to a buyer with an assurance that the valuable SBIR data underlying the SBIR firm's technology will not be disclosed anytime soon. Another valuable Phase 3 right is what is known as the Phase 3 mandate. This mandate states that a Phase 3 must be awarded to the SBIR or the TTR developer to the greatest extent practicable, consistent with the agency's mission. This is the other side of the sole source right. Not only can an SBIR firm receive a Phase 3 sole source, but the government, in fact, must award a Phase 3 to the SBIR firm that developed the Phase 3 technology to the greatest extent practicable. The phrase, to the greatest extent practicable, provides a very narrow exception to the mandate. However, it is exactly that, a very narrow exception. It would seem that it would almost never be possible to justify why it is not to the greatest extent practicable to award continuation of a technology to the firm that first invented it. Furthermore, the same SBIR firm proved the technology's feasibility, researched it, and is passionate about developing it into a usable product. One legitimate reason for advancing an SBIR firm's technology through another firm would be that the SBIR firm went bankrupt, say out of business, or otherwise is no longer able to deliver the product. Few other legitimate reasons can be imagined. This is especially true because SBIR firms have the capability to team with or subcontract to larger firms to enhance their overall capabilities to perform larger contracts. SBA has strengthened this Phase 3 mandate in its directive by requiring federal agencies to justify in writing to the SBA why they did not award a Phase 3 to the SBIR firm that developed the technology. An additional constraint on this attempt to work around the SBIR firm is the non-disclosure obligation. The agency would have to make the award of the Phase 3, which would derive from extend or complete a prior SBIR funding agreement without disclosing any SBIR data to the firm it desires to award to. If such an attempt seems impossible, that is because it is. There's almost no exception to the non-disclosure obligation to try to attempt to make such an award to other than the SBIR developer. So one would think that the Phase 3 mandate would require federal agencies in every case to award SBIR technologies to SBIR firms. Such is not the case. Agencies sometimes wish to obtain the benefit of SBIR technologies without the restrictions that SBIR awards bring with them. That is why vigilance and an understanding of Phase 3s is essential to preserving SBIR technologies and SBIR data rights.